Social challenge.
So, the first topic is the social challenge and local and global sustainability to gender balance. So, the way I prepare my talks usually is I annoy everybody around me and I discuss things and get ideas because that's the only way I can think. And so I went to a friend of mine and I said, well, I'm going to give a talk about gender balance in the social systems and everything. He said, oh, have women been complaining again? He said, well, they wanted to vote, we gave them the vote. They wanted to work, they could do all these exciting careers, be a model, be a ballerina, be a teacher, a nurse. No, they wanted to do the men's jobs. So, well, they got it. They did it, started very early and they did the top job. Still, they were not happy. They wanted the Nobel Prize. Well, they got it. All these women got the Nobel Prize in peace, in literature, in chemistry and physics, 2 times this one, Marie Curie, and medicine. They got it. So why are they still complaining? This is the headache. The women with, why again they want to be our, aren't there are equals already? I said, well, there's one little problem. On the world scale, women are still making up almost 80% of the world's poor. It's a problem. In some countries, they hardly make it to 5 years old. Or in some countries, they don't even get born. So it's a problem. In Europe, where they have a lot of, opportunities. Well, when it comes to economic crisis, they're the first ones to get unemployed. They're the first ones to whom we tell, well, maybe to get the unemployment down, you could stay home. Have your kids, run back and forth to school, and that will be enough. Doesn't matter, you studied so much, okay. You'll have 7 kids, that's okay. The women who work are very frustrated because they're working with their work, and then they hit the glass ceiling, and then the number of women in high-level positions in Europe, in America, in developed countries, the number of women in high-level positions hasn't increased in the last 20 years. It's like, it's stuck. So something in the system is not really working. There's a lot of frustration, a lot of anger. If you meet some feminists, you're get afraid. A bit comes from that. Now the thing is, the whole model we're living on, it's based on biology actually. Everything comes from biology, you should know that. It started with all this business of Darwin. Darwin told us that nature, and we're part of nature, is the survival of the fittest. Of course, everybody simplified what he said, but that's what we remember what he said. That man is aggressive. And men, not in women. Man is aggressive. And that's why he's dominating. Not easy. The other thing is man is selfish. Because he wants to survive. So being selfish, being aggressive, that's the whole model, how started to organize society. And the way it does it, survival of the fittest, is just playing competition. I want to be on top of you. That type of competition. Now, if we go on like this, women, they want to enter the system. They want to be also in the competition. So what do? They try to look like a man, basically. Act like a man. Well, that's one way of getting through it, and why not? And they get this. This is This is like, recipe, how you go into the system. You don't have to look very feminine, because people should forget at some point that you're a woman. Just see how clever you are, how, good you are at your job. Or you can go and protest. This is, I love this one. That go and cook dinner, have a rat today. It's the aggression, and then you go into the competition.
Where's your husband?
So I don't cook dinner. So that's a way of getting, working with the system. However, if you go on like this, the thing is, a lot of women, and I see this when I was teaching, I see a lot of my female students, very clever, very bright, they just say, I don't want to go into the system. I don't want to go and look like a man and act like a man. I don't want to do that. I want a job that has meaning. I want a job that helps me develop myself, and I don't care if I'm not the big boss of anything. That was sad, because some of my other students, male students, not that clever, would get to be their bosses because they knew how to work the system.